Recently, I have been struggling with making time for my reading sessions, and so I decided to look into how I could increase my reading time. And man, making time for reading kinda sucks. There are a great number of parties who are competing for our attention, and we have just as many excuses to skip out on our reading time. I think I have managed to find a pretty nice framework to increase our reading time, but first I want to discuss why it is a good idea to read. Reading books, if we actually want to get something out of them, should be about just knowing enough about the topic, then executing ruthlessly on that concept. They are important because they give us a new perspective. They give us a new way of looking at things. And just imagine if you truly think about it, like picking up a book and just reading in it is literally transporting the ideas from the author's head to yours. Books take months to finish, and they contain years of experience and thought, and so they provide terrific value to us. Just think about it. When you're reading, you literally become the author for a while, and I think that it's insane that you could literally impersonate the greatest minds who ever lived, and just for like $6 or $7 a book. And if none of this piques your interest, just think that many of the most successful people alive and dead attribute most of their success to reading. If you are interested, then let's go further. Author James Clear has an amazing book on building out habits, which is coincidentally named Atomic Habits. He outlines 4 laws of behavior change, which are the following. So a better way of thinking about habits should be with the following framework, which is I am going to do X after Y at Z. In practical terms, this means that I am going to read for 20 minutes after coming home in the living room. You have to make a place and time for an activity, because if you skip out on it, then you will just be like, yeah, I will do it next time. And guess what? You never start doing it. Also, environment is a lot more important than motivation. If you want to adopt reading, leave your books all around your room, all around the house. Leave some on your desk, leave some around your bed. Leave your Kindle in the fucking toilet. Just throw them all around the house. You are much more likely to start reading if you link this habit with something that you already enjoy doing. What I mean by this, it's a lot easier to start reading a book or to just pick it up if you already have like a hot cocoa in your hand and a blanket on you. It will just make it more enjoyable. You also have to make habits easy. Downscale your habit. If you want to read 20 minutes for a day, then just maybe start with 2 minutes first. Gradually increase your reading time. So if it takes like 2 weeks to start reading 20 minutes a day, or even like a month, like fuck it, man. You are going to be reading 20 minutes or 30 minutes in 1 month. And the last one is to positively reinforce this habit. Maybe if you read for 20 minutes, then just have a piece of chocolate, even your favorite drink while doing it. Because you will associate this with pleasure, and then you will have a lot more motivation to start doing it again. Also, try to read faster. There are many techniques to read faster, but let's ignore those for now. What seems to work for me with the least fraction is stopping the inner monologue. You can read and even comprehend what you're reading without pronouncing it in your head. Instead of hearing those words in your head, just create mental movies in your noggin. Think of the smells, the sights, sounds. Also, use your finger to underline what you're reading. This may seem silly, but it has been shown that it can improve your reading time by up to 20%, which is just an awesome improvement. And if reading slow is more enjoyable to you, then just do it like that, man. I personally find optimizing my reading speed fun, but there is something magical about just sitting down and reading every word and comprehending it completely and just pondering on each sentence for like a few seconds. My last tip is to make it a form of procrastination. If you are anything like me, then you scroll on Instagram and on Facebook, on YouTube impulsively without actually enjoying the activity. And in this case, having social media on your phone will actually just lead to more suffering. The only use for social media is literally to text and to post content. Otherwise, you are just being a consumer. And if you are not learning anything useful, then I don't think that there's too much use in consuming more brain-rotting content. Download a reading app of your choice. When I have that urge to scroll, I just go on this app and just read 2 or 3 sentences, and I can decide if I want to allocate time to read or just move on with the activity that I was. This should net you like 1 or 2 hours extra time to either read, to listen to some audiobooks, some podcasts, and to just consume more informational content. My personal metric for success here is to read 30 minutes every day. And since working with this framework, I think I have read for like an hour or like 45 minutes every day. So far I am crushing it.
Look at this little piece of shit. Stupid rascal.